Good morning, everybody. It is 10:20 on Sunday morning, and we're going to go live. We like to go live a little bit early so that we can make sure that things are working the way they're supposed to work. Yeah, right. Hopefully things will be more solid today. The church has got 3 internet connections, and the one I started with last week seemed to be the fastest when we began. But it stopped being the fastest. In fact, it stopped working altogether about 1/3 of the way through the service. So I'm hoping that this week, the one that I'm chosen is going to work. It's been solid for the last little while, so let's do the best we can. It's been suggested that I get an assistant, and I would love an assistant. If you're watching this and you want to help me out, I would love it. Now, what happened last week, I think an assistant would have commiserated with me more than anything else. I mean, you lose internet, and it's like the city turning your water off. You know, you could have an expert in hydration in here, but if there's no water, there's no water. So hopefully this week we'll stay solid. Also, we're going to have I keep saying this. Every study that I've read says that the attention span for people watching on TV or YouTube is much shorter than it is in real life when you're actually in a sanctuary or in a theater or something like that. So I try to keep the services kind of zippy and try to get out by 11:05, but I never seem to make it. This week we're gonna hold ourselves to that. And next week we've got Father's Day coming up, and we're going to be I think into kind of a predictable groove for a while, which means we can experiment a little bit, because in a way I kind of feel like we're in a bit of a rut. Same setup every week, same kind of format. When this whole thing started, it was like, wow, we're all blowing up. We can try all sorts of different things. And we did at first, really, and then I kind of got like, well, this works. And if it works, that's good enough. In fact, almost the sole qualifying thing is, does it work? And if it does, then just keep doing it. But I don't know. We'll have some fun with it. In the meantime, it's 10:21, and people are going to gather like they would on a Sunday morning. I hope people use the chat on the side a little bit more, perhaps, than they have been. Now, of course, being such an extrovert, whenever I see a comment show up there, no matter what I'm doing, I feel like, oh, I got to answer. But I just can't do that. And sometimes people will call me on the phone during the live broadcast, and I just can't answer it. So text messages and that kind of stuff. I do want to kind of anticipate the prayer time a little bit. Like, that's, to me, is one of the most important parts of our Sunday morning service, if not the most important part, because it's all about relationships and connecting. And if we can't be together, well, then we can do it virtually, and really do rely on people, letting us know what their joys and concerns are. So as the service goes on, we're going to take a break right before the prayer time, about 5 minutes or so. People can send in their prayers. The easiest way for me to read is the chat thing there. Second easiest way is through text message. I can integrate that as well. But I got 9 people watching. Say hi if you're one of the 9. It's almost like the virtual equivalent of people filtering in to the sanctuary on a Sunday morning and taking their seats. And that's one of my favorite times of the week too, at least it was wandering around and shaking hands and hugging and just connecting with folks before worship started. That always kind of calmed me down, because, I'm nervous whenever it comes to anything I do public wise. And so just having a chance to kind of ground myself in being around people who I really care about, just kind of relaxes me. And this is not the same. So, good morning, Fran. Nice to see you. See your name anyway, and hopefully Dennis is with you, and both of you are doing well. I became a Facebook friend with Fran and Dennis's daughter, Megan, and she is a fascinating person. She's in mining, and she lives in BC, and she's somebody who's got all sorts of fitness tips that I've been following, well, at least when I was back in the routine, which is all blown up recently. But enough of that. We'll get back on track as the days go on. Good morning, Dawn. Nice to see you. Nice to see your name. Good morning, Phyllis and Dale. There you go. So we got 11 people plus significant others. So, 13 or 14 people. Plus Paul. And me. So, 16. And so far, it's still working. That's a bit of a bonus. Do I have a drink going? I think I finished my coffee. Good morning, Kathy. I'm going to go get some water because when I start singing, I get a little tickle in my throat. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes.